So I'm going to start with a new document. Now you can choose from the presets, you can choose international paper, and you can see you've got A4, A3, and these printers here I think can print A3. But I'm just going to go A4. Now good quality up to 200 dots per inch is really good, no problem. Because I don't want a big size, I'm just going to go 100. But if you are really going to print it, 200 is what you want. And if you want the poster landscape, you got to swap these values. Okay. So that's the width and that's the height. But I'm okay with the vertical one. And I'll just click on OK. That's my layout. Apple R allows me to show and hide the rulers. Now the games guys have already done an interface, so they're probably familiar with all of these things. If I click on the ruler and I drag, somewhere here is my middle, and so that's 300. 1100 millimeters, so 550. So I'm just getting the approximate middle. The first thing what I normally do is I will go and give it some kind of a gradient based on my color scheme. So if I'm going for a warm color scheme, I'll take a warmer color. Okay, and I like very subtle gradients. I'm not a big fan of strong gradients. If the drag and drop, the click and drag tool of the gradient controls the amount of the spread. So if you click and drag really big, you get a big spread. Okay. Next what I do is I'm going to make a small box. See that box? If you select anything on a layer, cut it and paste it, it automatically gets pasted in the middle of the document. It automatically gets pasted in the center. And I'm just going to move it with the shift key on, so I moved it on top. I'm just going to give it an outline so I can see it. Yeah, there it is. Now, just bear in mind, suppose I wanted something like, oh wait, I had a nice one here. Okay, let me take this fella here. Just going to close some of these. So I've taken that fella there, bring him to the middle. I've got a picture here, cool, and I choose overlay. So it sort of overlay blends into the color. I'm going to make a copy of it. I make a copy of it. I drag it to this new window. And I drag it above this yellow box, above the yellow box. Now this one is normal. The normal one, if I do my clipping mask trick, so I get a clipping mask. So you see, whatever is in the mask is normal, whatever is outside is an overlay. So just see this again. My background, my normal guy, except he's in overlay mode. Because he's in overlay mode, he's faded. Then I got a box, and inside the box I got this guy. One way, you can keep on putting layers. You might need a silhouette on the left of a character looking left, another silhouette of a character on the right looking right. You might not need this box. You might just choose to have a horizontal line with your heroes and Avengers standing on a line with a tapered look, the the one who gets paid the most has got the biggest picture. The ones who get paid the least are the smallest ones on the side. So you can arrange them in whatever order you prefer. And then I showed you how to put a reflection and shadow. You can have shadows which are extending, which extend forward here at the bottom, shadows, long shadows, and you can have a text standing there. It's up to you. I'm just saying that give layout consideration. And then when you add your titles, I've just put it in the middle with this center line. And when you add your title, again, give it some relevant color scheme. Sorry, it needs to go up here because I've already selected it. Few things I wanted to show you with text is, suppose you put something like an inner shadow. An inner shadow. I'm just going to modify that a bit and see that's the shadow there. If I blur it up. Now this title, I've shown you blending options, I've shown you opacity. I can choose that the fill should not be seen, or it should be seen. It's just like opacity. So I can have an inner shadow, I can have a bevel, I can have a stroke. You choose what you want. So I really want you to think about this for some time. Plan your layout. Tell me what you're thinking. If you get stuck, ask me. Okay? So it is a creative exercise, an exercise in applying a color scheme, an exercise in layout, an exercise in choosing a font so that a certain theme can be felt. You can choose the themes. So I think I have what themes I have for you. They're more appropriate for screen, but tragedy, romance, kids, mystery, suspense, horror, fantasy. Choose a theme and try to get that theme to be reflected in your poster. Okay, and in the process get used to learning more Photoshop. Okay.